Hello friends, today I'm going to discuss mysticism and religion. The module is divided into three segments. First, I will talk about the concept of mysticism, then I will move on to discuss religion, and finally I will show the differences between mysticism and religion. According to William James, mysticism is a kind of realization which can be characterized by four qualities. The first quality is ineffability, by which he meant to say that it cannot be expressed. The second is noetic quality, which means to denote revelations and illuminations. The third quality is transiency, meaning that the mystical experience cannot be sustained for long. And then the fourth one is passivity. By this, he meant that the mystic has to surrender to a power beyond his individual consciousness. Let us now see William James's remarks on these four aspects of mysticism in his book entitled The Varieties of Religious Experiences. Let me now quote from James's definitions of the four characteristics of mysticism. The first is ineffability. Quote, "It defies expression, that no adequate report of its contents can be given in words." Second is noetic quality. Quote, "They are states of insight into depths of truth unplumbed by the discursive intellect." Unquote. The third one is transiency. According to James, the experience is fleeting. It cannot be sustained for long. The fourth is passivity. He says that in a state of passivity, the mystic feels that his own will is in a state of abeyance and he is under the spell of superior power. So, we see that the concept of mysticism has nothing to do with intellectual enlightenment. It is a kind of transcendental consciousness which transports us into a state of ecstasy. This feeling of ecstasy can be flared up either by a natural sight or an incident. Here is an example from Malvida von Meysenbug. She was a German writer. She describes her mystical experience in the following passage. "I was alone upon the seashore as all these thoughts flowed over me, liberating and reconciling. I was impelled to kneel down, this time before the illimitable ocean, symbol of infinite. I felt that I prayed as I had never prayed before." This is quite an unusual experience. We cannot call it religious experience. We can draw similar examples from the poems of Rabindranath Tagore, Kabir, and Walt Whitman. For instance, Whitman experiences a sense of peace engulfs him by the seashore of Ontario. Later in the poem entitled By Blue Ontario's Shore, he says, quote, "A phantom gigantic superb, with stern visage accosted me. Chant me the poem," it said, "that comes from the soul of America." Unquote. Here, it is evident that Whitman discovers the lines of his poem through intuition. The mystics, in fact, are all visionaries. Vision is the characteristic trait of mysticism. Mystical experience cannot be explained in terms of logic and reason. A mystic is a seer of truth. Mysticism has been classified as extroverted mystical experience and introverted mystical experience by the critics like Walter Tistes. According to him, the extroverted approach is to move towards the external world in search of unity with the One, whereas the introverted approach is to look inward in search of the unity with the self or the soul. We can deduce that extroverted way propagates a cosmic unity or a feeling of identification with every aspect of nature. Introverted approach is synonymous with introspection. It is to be one with one's soul or the true essence of being. V.K. Chari sums it up by saying that it is a mystic's unifying vision that obliterates distinction. Now, I'll talk about religion. The concept of religion was not there till the 17th century. The ancient scriptures like the Bible, the Quran, and the Vedas did not propagate any religion in particular. However, there had been Greco-Roman terms like religio, meaning to respect the sacred, or threskia, meaning worship. Even in the Holy Quran, the word deen meant law. The Sanskrit word dharma had often been used as religion. Finally, it was defined precisely by the sociologist Emil Durkheim. According to him, religion is a unified system of beliefs and practices relative to sacred things. That is to say, things set apart and forbidden, beliefs and practices which unite in one single moral community called a church. We see that the religion is more of following some beliefs and performing some rituals. Durkheim says that it is a collective activity. People gather at a particular place. It can be either a church or a temple or a mosque during the religious festivals to follow the customs and rituals. It is a collective activity as well as experience. We have to remember that mystic experience is not collective. It is individual realization. However, William Ralph Inge and Jacques de Marquet opine that the religion or religious training makes one prepared for the mystical experience. Mysticism is the stepping stone to reach the higher zones of human consciousness, leading to cosmic consciousness and oneness. The experiences of cosmic consciousness and oneness, as we have discussed in the content, are mystical experiences. Therefore, humanity should go beyond the shackles of religion in favor of mysticism, which is based on the principles of love, freedom, and tolerance. These principles are the true religion of man. Thank you.